All right, guys, it's time to get started. So I'm going to start off with some back hypers to get the low back warm. And the hip hinge deal, get that all warmed up so that I can go over and start deadlifting and feel confident. So let's go. Let's get it going. Here we go. Turn this over here. Here's my back hyper station. Here we go. Now, just so you guys know, like when I'm trying to target the lower lumbar, erector spinae, I want to go up high enough so that the top of the pads hit me right in the hip pointers so that I can still, pivot without using too much of my glutes or hamstrings. I just want it to be low back. So I'm going to roll up into a potato bug position like this, round my back, and then I'm just going to flatten it out and flex my erector spinae. Just like that. Potato bug. Flatten out. That's it. It's a rather short range of motion. One thing you guys don't want to do is hyperextend. You don't want to keep going back and back and back because then you're going to start recruiting your glutes and your hamstrings, and that's not what we're trying to do today. So, okay, guys, I thought I'd give you one more look at this because the pad wasn't perfect. It wasn't right where I needed it. I actually had to move it up one more notch to meet me right at the fulcrum of my hip pointers where I bend. So let's give this another shot. I'll show you what it looks like when it's perfect. So here we go. So, one. There we go. All right. So, all in all, guys, that was 3 sets of 12. The last 2 sets were in perfect position on my hip pointers. I don't feel anything except for the erector spinae. That's perfect. Let's move on. Let's head over to deadlifts. Now, obviously, guys, the best advantage you're going to have is barefoot. These shoes that I'm wearing today, pretty thin soles, not a whole lot to them. So I'm not way up in the air on my heels. So that's good. I'm just going to keep them. Typically, I'd take them off, but we good. All right. This bar is bent. You can see it right away. People don't know how to appropriate bar usage. Most people are so uneducated, they don't know the difference between a squat bar, bench bar, and a deadlift bar. It's kind of sad, but educate yourself on that before you just start throwing any old bar into the rack and bending it with a bunch of unnecessary weight that you probably have no business touching anyways. Ego lifting is what I call that. No ego lifting, guys. So what I'm going to do, I always approach the bar the same way every time. I walk up and I meet the bar with my shins touching, and it's usually just on the inside of the end of the knurling. You guys will notice that there's knurling on your bar, and if it has a center knurling, it's one of 2 bars. If it has a center knurling, it's either a squat bar or it's a multi-purpose general use bar. So in this case, this is your standard multi-purpose bar. So I'm going to go just inside the knurling where the smooth starts, and then I'm going to wrap in just beside that. Now typically I would use an overhand underhand grip, but being that this bar is so slick, I'm going to use my straps for everything today, just so I don't have to focus on anything except for pulling. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. Feel pretty comfortable, but I might bring my feet in just a little bit on the next one. So if you don't have a bar jack when you're deadlifting, grab a little 2.5 or a 5, slip it on the back side of your weight, roll it up on there, and you're just up high enough to where you can slide a weight on. Okay, like that. So for any of you that's been watching me for a long time, you'll know that I like to step things up incrementally. So one step at a time, do a feel set, move up. And I don't like to waste a lot of energy on feel sets. So I typically won't do more than four reps with a certain weight as I'm climbing to my working weight. So in this case, we're at 2 plates. It's 225. I'm going to do this for 4. Then we'll put on another, and so on and so forth until we reach maximum working weight for at least 6 to 8 reps. So here we go. Like I said, I'm going to go a little bit more narrow with my feet than I did last time, just because I feel like it's going to be a little bit more comfortable. And to be quite honest with you, like, hands are right on the outside of your thighs, and you're going down, and your thighs are big like mine. Well, they're not as big as they used to be, but big enough to where they impede or get in the way. You're going to want to get a little bit closer together so your thighs don't get in the way of your descent with your hands. So let's give this another shot. Go right on the outside. There we go. Go. All right. Okay. Right there. Let's let her rip. Tater chip. Here we go. Come on. Easy. Okay, guys. 315. 315. So over my lifetime, my career, this has been warm-up weight. So we'll see how it treats me with this one. We're just going to do a feel set because I anticipate probably going to have to go heavier than this, but we'll see. Let's give it a shot. There. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Come on. All right, let's get it. Here we go. Come on. Come on. 2, 3, 4. we'll go heavier. All right, guys, 4th set here. Hopefully still warming up. We're gonna find out. So I'll put it to you like this. If I hit 4 and it feels like 8's gonna be a real challenge, then I'm just gonna go to 8 and I'm gonna call this a working set, and I will determine for the next set whether we're gonna go heavier or stay the same. So here we go. Back up just a little bit. Okay. All right, it's party time. Working set.